cross country with a comic who upgraded his ticket to business class for no reason. Just I'm balling like that. So he spent $500 extra and then took an Ambien. You know what his experience was like? Mine, 38C.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. We both. I actually had better dreams. I got the better deal out there, man. I was in my happy place, Alaska. Yeah, I met a woman on the plane. She was from Georgia, and man, I love that Georgia accent. I wish we could put that on our GPS in the car and just let her talk to me all day long. Just in the directions would be all country, Okay, I'm gonna have you take a left. That's where the Hendersons live. You know the Hendersons from church. Don't make me recalculate. Oh, man. Yeah, I love that accent. That would be the only thing that I could ask of my mom is if she could just talk to me in that accent. I think that would be. My mom didn't make it tonight. She had her neighbor's birthday was tonight, so she's missing her very first show. So yeah, it's okay. I'm glad she's got company out there. She's in the middle of the desert, so yeah. There was a time, speaking of that Georgia accent, there was a time I was on the phone with the bank and I had a woman with that same sweet accent, but she was being nasty. Oh, yeah, it's confusing. I'm like, yeah, I got an overdraft fee on my account. Well, you were the one who didn't deposit funds. Is that correct? Yeah, it is. But earlier I tried. Okay, then go to hell. Bye. Just where I get sweet tea and you bless my heart. Come on.
My heart.
Bless my heart. Yeah, I thought that was a compliment all these years. Oh,
I heard that. Yeah.
it doesn't mean that at all because they said it to me so much. I figured, now you got to make a U-turn, bless your heart. I met a guy who on the cruise ship, he was in the Haven section, the uppity class one. And I don't care. Most of those people are totally nice, but this guy, man, his name was David Maximilian Sherwood. I'm like, oh, you're going to give me all three names. You can just feel the entitlement. Like even your name takes up extra space. David Maximilian. I have a middle name also, David. I just don't get it in your face.
Just made him Davis.
Yeah, David or Dave. How about that? Dave. Let's take it one more step. Yeah, David Maximilian Sherwood, 8 syllables. I was just waiting for him to go the third. Do you have any Grey Poupon? Yeah, you can't trust people with 3 names. It's just Lee Harvey Oswald, Young Ooh, Big Bad Wolf. Just Kim DeVille. I used to do these video assignments for the paper, the Ventura County Star. And one time they sent me out to do a box with an actual junior Golden Gloves champ from Oxnard. He was 60-0. And I'm like, dude, you're 16. Does this count like all your after school fights? 60-0. You start when you were 5. They had this announcer come out to play it up for the cameras, and he goes, he's like, and in this corner, Roberto Hitman Javier. And I'm like, oh no, 3 names. Yeah, he beat me up a little bit. He was supposed to just show me he could beat me up, but he wanted me to feel it. Oh, what you do is you try to protect yourself, and it just becomes the most horrific game of peekaboo. It's like he was hitting me from both sides at the same time. Well, how about this, guys? I'm gonna play a little guitar. I've been playing a lot of guitar. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Why not? Yeah, I've been. I noticed that on the radio, there's a lot of mixed messages. Like for every song, there's a song that has the exact opposite meaning, just negates it. Sha la 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 la, live for today. Sha la 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 la, live for today. But don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop. All you need is love. All you need is love. And what's love but a second-hand emotion? Anything at all, you got it, but you can't always get what you want. I find that women are better at breakup songs. If you do wrong by a woman, she'll turn that into art.
Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift.
You to know that I'm happy for you. I don't think she means it. It was a slap in the face, how quickly I was replaced. And are you thinking of me when you forgot that part, didn't you? No, turn it into art. You're so vain.
So vain.
I bet you think the song is about you. You're so vain. I'll bet you think the song is about you. Don't you? Don't you? Yeah, we all did, just a little bit. We were hoping. And then, of course, the ultimate. Right now, he's probably up behind her with a pool stick, showing her how to shoot a combo. But what he don't know, I dug my keys into the side of his pretty little souped up four-wheel drive. Maybe he'll think again before he cheats. Wow. That is specific. Dudes, on the other hand, they don't put so much thought into it. I've been through the diamonds. I've been through the minks. One thing I know. Love stings. Love stings. Yeah. Love stings. Go get him, Jay Giles band. There was one dude, though, who knew how to break up. And he was smooth, too, because you think he's taking it well, but you got to listen between the lines. But if you want to leave, take good care. Hope you have a lot of nice things to wear. Then a lot of nice things turn bad out there. Means, well, oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. Good luck to you. Always remember you like a selfish, immature, spoiled child. Stings, 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 stings. Cat Stevens. Yeah, singers keep telling us that they're human. I don't know what that's all about. Like, I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. 'Cause I'm only human. And I bleed when I fall down. I'm only human. Of flesh and blood I'm made. They're a little hung up, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not human, because one of them is real confused. And I'm on my knees looking for the answer. Are we human? Or are we dancers? There was a choice all along. I don't know. I was listening to this beloved 80s song, and somewhere in the middle, it takes a turn. I don't think you could get away with this song today. What is it? And we're talking away, and I don't know what to say, but I'll say it anyway. I'll be coming for your love, okay. On me, Hashtag me too. I'll be gone in a day. And that's where he gets kicked in the groin. Take me on.
Ouch.
Of course you'll be gone in a day, creeper. Take me on. That was the 80s were the golden age of creeping. Then you had this one. Every bond you break, every breath you take, I'm gonna be watching you. Did that come across the banjo?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I have to know whether you heard it and it wasn't funny or you couldn't hear it and I got to do it again. Hey guys, and by the way, we were having trouble with Zoom, so I had to reinstall my thing and then it changed all my settings. So while I'm playing, Zoom is going, hey, nobody can hear you. Hey, you didn't change your audio. So I'm like, forget it. All right. Well, you guys are fantastic. Shout out to all of our regulars. We really appreciate having you. We got the Schumachers in Texas. We've got Thailand in the house and Lisa. So thank you, everybody but my mom.
We love you, baby.
We still love her. All right. And we have a fantastic lineup for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Your first comedian is coming to us all the way from Washington. Super funny, comes highly recommended. Can we have a warm welcome for Cara Rossellini?
Cara.
Yeah, Cara, there she is.
Can you see me?
There you are.
Yay.
Hello. Only a year and a half of Zoom comedy, and I still don't know what the heck I'm doing. Actually, my name is Cara Christina Rossellini.
Uh-oh.
It's actually not, and I promise I won't kill any of you, but I just wanted to take up some space. So it's so nice to be here back in my office. It's just really great. You guys, I had the strangest thing happen to me today. I was in the grocery store and this guy comes up to me about 70-ish years old and he's like, hey, how about you and I go to dinner sometime? You know, because I still got it. And I got so nervous though and so flustered because I didn't know how to tell him like, I already have a dad. Not willing to jeopardize that relationship. I mean, as much as I'd like to teach you how to use your iPhone, I'm gonna save that for my dad. So that was sweet. I've actually been married for 13 years, you guys. Yeah, no, thanks. I can tell you guys mean that. So sweet. We're not totally sure about kids at this point. Though we do have 3. They're actually upstairs right now making toast for dinner, so that's sweet.
You just think that.
So exactly. Yes, I do, Ed McMahon. Thank you. I'm kind of in a weird place with my oldest daughter. She's a middle schooler, and she's gotten a little sassy lately, which I know comes with the territory and all that. But I've just kind of gotten to a place where I'm so looking forward to taking her to get her shots. You know, they sting quite a bit. The doctor actually forecasted her out, her height, and said she's going to be about 6 feet tall. Wow. I was like, oh my God, that's so amazing. I should probably, like, I don't know, be nicer to her. my ass. I drive a 2010 Volkswagen Routan minivan. It's a limited edition, so they don't make them anymore. I think it's because of the recalls, but who has time to investigate that? I'm not Nancy Drew, So the strangest thing happened. My minivan, it got broken into, and I was just so perplexed because I just don't know what you're after, unless you're like jonesing for a Wiggle CD or an Elmo teething biscuit, I just so confused by that. And then this person, they go through the entire van, front to back, all the pockets, and they do not steal a thing. As if my taste in everything is so offensive. They can't steal a perfectly good child. So yeah, so it's perplexing. We are finished having kids. We're done. Kitchen closed. We can rummage around in the kitchen. We just aren't producing wares at this point. I did love the whole process though of being pregnant. Many don't, but I really liked it. We did have a little thing with the ultrasound with my third kid. I was in the room with the tech and she was like, oh, okay. All right, there's the heart, there are the 4 chambers, there's the uh-oh. And I go, what? Uh-oh, you can't say uh-oh at an ultrasound. What's going on? She's like, well, I'm not sure how to tell you this or how you'll take this, but your kid is going to be conservative. I'm like, I don't think so. I use mass transit. No, I compost. So no. No. My prenatal vitamins, they're sourced locally. So no. I dabbled in college. Do you see? I don't. No. I use natural deodorant. Okay. There's no. Yeah, I understand it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Proves my commitment further. Can you give it something? A shot of kombucha? Or, chia seeds? Anything? She couldn't. She was sweet though. She did put some rose quartz on my stomach and sprinkled some black onyx around my aura, but that didn't created a positive gut environment. He's still conservative, Cute though, so cute, always running around in his little sports coats and he always pushing along his little agenda and stuff. So sweet. I do have to be careful with him though. Sometimes my older 2 are girls, and so I find myself being a bit aggressive with him. Sometimes he'll be like, hey mom, next waffle's mine. And I'll go, why? Because you're a boy? And he's like, no, it's my turn. I'm like, oh yeah, it's always your turn, isn't it, Whitey? There's a better way than that. I think. I'm gonna find it too. I'm often asked why have kids. I have a lot of friends who don't have them, and they're like, why have them? And I think it's such a poignant question, and after thinking about it, I realized we have kids because of our deep-seated love for Halloween. Yeah, they just bring something extra to that holiday, I remember being the one, the kid bringing something extra to that holiday. There was one year that was off a little bit. I was 7, and my mom came home on Halloween night with my costume, which is the first red flag, ill prepared. But she came home with a costume. It was a sad clown costume. From the drugstore reject bin, you know. You knew it was from the reject bin because it was no longer folded nicely and placed in its little plastic pouch. It was now aggressively balled up, you know, and shoved into that pouch as if somebody, you know, I don't know, didn't want to be sad clown for Halloween, you know. Maybe they didn't like the way it smelled like a new shower curtain. Maybe they didn't like how every time you put the mask on, which by the way is not one size fit all, but it claims to be so. But every time you put it on, it would snap and you needed the fingers of a 6-month-old, but the dexterity of a 20-year-old to actually tie it back together. You know, maybe they were disenchanted with the bodice, you know, the bodice that they only really bother to make the front half, you know, and it was always in danger of ripping were you to actually bend your arm. I don't know, but what I do know is nothing says fourth kid that that got past the birth control like sad clown. Yeah, that was, the good news is though is that I never got more candy any other year. I got so much candy that year. A few hotline numbers as well, but I don't know if that was for me or for my mom, but yeah, that was I think we try to be better than our parents, you know, as well as humans in general, but as parents ourselves. My mom, you know, she does this thing. She does this thing where she says, "Boy, gosh, we did not want you."
Oh no.
You know, and she comes back and says, "Oh, we're glad we have you, but boy, we were so mad when we found out we were pregnant," as if I had something to do with the conception, you know. I don't know. I'll never tell my second daughter that she came out looking like Steve Buscemi, you know. We returned the picture frames or, you know, canceled the in-hospital photographing session. I wouldn't do that. And she was born in LA. It's one thing to be born in Seattle looking, you know, like Quasimodo, but no, in LA it's a crime. They actually make you leave. You guys, thank you so much. This has been so lovely. Jason, thank you for having me.
All right, Cara Rossellini, everybody. Let her hear it. Not the serial killer, the comedian. So
Yay.
Bunny Miller said, funny, great stuff, Cara. And
Thank you.
and also one of our Christine Elowit, one of our regulars, was talking about how she's tried all the different body deodorants and none of them work. Here, real quick, everybody. Yeah. Here, real quick, everybody, is the I didn't have it up, so I'll share it next time. I was going to share our next show, which is December 23rd or December 23rd, which is a Thursday, but I'll throw that up here in a little bit. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your next comedian?
Yes.
All right. Well, I had the pleasure of working with this comedian recently in Simi Valley at Studio Movie Grill, where we are at the final Wednesday of each month, if you happen to live in that area. But she's super funny. She's transplanted here from New York. She's been on live at Gotham. Put your hands together for the very funny Leah Bonnema.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Another round of applause for Jason. Another round of applause for Jason. So fantastic. I have all those songs stuck in my head right now. I can't, they're all playing at the same time. I am doing this Zoom from my bedroom because this is my closet. And as a recent transplant from New York, this is the first closet I've ever had as an adult. And so It's a very big deal for me. I look at it on days where I'm depressed. I'm like, but you have a closet. And I just wanted to share this story with you. In our apartment in New York, our bed touched 3 out of the 4 walls in our bedroom. I don't know. 2 adults squishing out of the side of the bed. So, the first 2 days here, I just spent my entire time rolling out of both sides of the bed. I was like, what am I, a Rockefeller? Oh my goodness. What is so funny is that, I don't know if anybody notices, Lori, over in Lori's camera, they have 2 dogs. And I saw a dog sticking her head out. And I thought that was my dog coming in behind me. And I was like, oh no, that's somebody else's window. Of course, immediately we got a dog when we moved here. Anytime something was bad in New York, I was like, I'm going to move to LA. I'm going to get a dog. She's right next to me. She is gorgeous. She's a street dog. We got her. She'll probably jump over. She's like, are you talking about me? She's from Mexico. She was on the streets. She was selling drugs. And we were like, get up here, girl. They picked her up. She was trading kisses for single cigarettes. And we were like, there are other ways. It's our first our first couple dog. We've each had dogs separately, but this is our first, my boyfriend and I. He's actually my fiance. I want you guys to know I can lock it down. Right. But I call him my boyfriend because I hate the word fiance. I just, he's a man. He's not a French dress. I just don't like it. But we had guinea pigs, which is an odd choice for adults. We did have guinea pigs. Their names were Tupac Shakur and R2D2. They were gorgeous. We had them for 7 years, which for guinea pigs is like Yoda. They really, yes, right? And they had a Twitter account. They had a very popular Twitter account. They were libertarians, which I'm not a libertarian, but I was like, you guys do you. It's your choice, And so when they passed on, I said to my therapist, I don't know what to do with their Twitter account. Right? It's a conundrum. I was like, should I take it down or should I leave it up as a homage, And she said, come on, Leah, you're the person writing your guinea pig's Twitter account. Which, that's not why I'm paying that copay. You know what I mean? Like, I get up, I put my pants on. I'm functional. You know what I mean? Of course, I know I'm writing my guinea pig's Twitter account. I don't know if you guys have seen guinea pig hands, but they have the fingers they curl under. So who's going to type with that? You know what I mean? On an iPhone? Stop it. They told me what to say. You see little Lacey's head in the corner. Back down, back down. But so he and I have been together 15 years, which is a very long time to be engaged. I think I'm a little bit nervous because I come from a family that has no divorces in it. So it's very high pressure. I grew up in a very religious family. And in the book of Matthew, it says, what God has joined together, let no man tear apart. So it's a huge deal, no divorces. But we have a lot of murder in my family. Oh my goodness. What a loophole, right? They were like, I was like, where is Uncle Sammy? And they were like, he went for a walk 3 days ago. And I was like, you should check on that. That seems and I mean, I get it, right? No matter how much you love a person, life is hard sometimes and you go through life with them. So they're there, Like if you ever just been in a horrible mood, you come home and your partner starts talking. It doesn't even matter what they're saying. It's the word. Oh no. You and you're like, if you don't stop talking right now, I will put you in a wood chipper. I'm gonna put you in a wood chipper. Jackie was like, "What? I'm from Maine, Jackie. I love to mulch. I'm into that good dirt. You know what I'm saying? Give me that good dirt." I think my boyfriend and I are a good couple because we're complementary damaged, which I think is a good way to find somebody, right? You find somebody who, no barking, who's messed up in an opposite way as you. And that way your sensitive parts don't rub together. Do you know what I mean? Because this has never happened. She's never barked during a Zoom, and now she's going to do it. And I don't even know what to do about it. Come here, baby. Come here. We're just going to involve her. We're just going to involve her.
Oh.
Say hi.
God, look at those
She
ears.
wants to be a part of it. Do you see the ears? She's part fox. Got your attention? You got your attention? So my boyfriend and I, right back to it. We we don't fight it. We're not sensitive around the same things. So we often don't fight about things because I feel like if you're not sensitive, you sort of just look at your partner and go, oh, so interesting that you would handle that so badly. Do you know what I mean? Let me know if you need anything. I'm all in. Right. For example, my boyfriend is a very bad detail listener, which I don't mind. That's not my thing. But like, he has no idea what I'm doing right now. He's in the other room. He's in the other room. We talked about this before I came in here. I guarantee you when I come out, he's going to be like, babe, what you been doing? You want to be like, where did the words go? You know, he's not doing it on purpose. And he has all these other wonderful qualities. So I don't want to get mad at him. I'll just tell him again. We'll get excited twice.
Yep.
Right? Also, this man, I have accepted that for the rest of my life, every day for the rest of my life, he will lose his keys. That's just accepting it. There's going to be 15 to 20 minutes per day where it's the same situation. I know he's looking for the keys. He's walking around, he's picking keys up, he's looking underneath things. And then I go, do you need help? And he goes, no, I don't want to bother you. Obviously I'm bothered. You've moved everything we want. This will go so much faster if I just get involved. But there has to be, no. And then one time during the lockdown, we hadn't left the house for days. He was like, my keys are gone. They're gone. And then he said, I'll never have keys again. So dramatic. But don't get up, Leah. I can find them. I mean, but I love him so much. I feel like what you love about people are their idiosyncrasies because that's what you share together, right? That's what you get to see. Like I love when he comes out of the bathroom late at night and he has that little wet spot on his boxer briefs. Right? Because he's the only man I've ever lived with. So initially I had no idea what it was.
Oh, no.
I genuinely thought we had a crack in our ceiling. That's what I thought it was. Right? Because we lived in New York. We lived on the top floor, which, by the way, anywhere else in America is an attic. In New York, they're like, rent it out. Who cares if it's 150 degrees? Just put them in there. So we lived in the attic. And I assumed there was like a dip in the roof and water had accumulated. And it was dripping through a crack onto his man panties. Logical, right? I was like, I'll go up there, I'll shellac it. I can fix it. You know, I'm from Maine, very handy. Not what it is, Jackie. It's a pee spot. He pees a little bit after he pees. How cute is that? Right? There's like the regular pee, and then no matter how much he shakes it, a little bit of pee that comes out after. How was I going to guess that? I've never in my entire life peed on my own leg and then thought, oh, you know what? I'm just going to leave it. I'll do it. It's crazy. One of my favorite moments, we were during like the lockdown part of the pandemic, we were in New York, you know, and we're 400 square feet. And we would only leave like very late at night. And we lived right next to a Rite Aid, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Rite Aid chain. I love it. I'm a huge fan. Some people go there for their prescriptions. Some people go there to shop. I would go there to dance. I mean, Who's the DJ there? I don't know if you've ever listened to the playlist. They knock it out of the park. One time I was in, they had NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye, followed up by Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas. And I was like, who's doing the music here? I want to move in, you know? I love it. So this is like, what, you know, you have those moments that keep you going in a positive way. I was in the Rite Aid. It was like 1 a.m. And I also love, as a side note, I love to like put things back on the shelf at Rite Aid. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a mascara out of order. I put it back. I feel like I'm organizing the world. Anyway, I'm in the Rite Aid. And, you know, it's an emotional time. We're all emotional. It's very late. I'd go in late at night and I'm in the aisle. And all of a sudden I hear on the radio, dun, 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 and I haven't heard Toto's Africa since I was like a teenager. And I mean, it washed over me. And then by the time we got to the chorus, I like couldn't hold it in anymore. Do you know what I mean? I was like, and then I was like, gonna take the lot to drag me away from you. And then 4 aisles down, I heard somebody yell, there's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. All the way in the back was like, I'll bless the rains down in Africa. And I was like, I'll bless the rains. And I'm telling you, that carried me through the whole pandemic. I never saw those people's faces. I was just like, woo! You guys go to Rite Aid, sing together. It is fantastic. Thank you so much for having me, Jason. And thank you all for being here.
Yeah. Right. Leah Bonnema, everybody. Let her hear it. Funny. I think you just wrote the next commercial for Rite Aid, Leah. That's got to be it. And then when you all leave. Yeah, but then you all leave and you don't know who the other one was and it becomes all business again. You got a lot of comments. You can check them out in the chat section. Linda or Patty Jenkins loved your bit about man panties. Bunny Miller loved your guinea pig bit.
Thank you.
I used to have a guinea pig and a bunny for that matter.
Really?
Tony wants to know when you're getting married.
You know, I got to be honest.
Another 15 years?
Could be another 15. I did want to get married in a Lord of the Rings themed wedding. And my boyfriend was like, fine. And then my family was like, we're going to have to fly to New Zealand. So, I mean, this is the kind of thing we're dealing with. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you would actually go to where they filmed the Lord of the Rings.
I want to go where they filmed. I want us to walk across a mountain. And I want to be like, this is how we show our love.
They will revere you as gods at Comic-Con, Leah, if you do that. And then our friend Darren says, Leah is really good. Darren Biamonte. So fantastic. Real quick, everybody. I should have been doing this while we were talking, but here is our next show, December 23rd, Thursday. And these are our comics lined up. I know you will enjoy them. And again, these are all new to our show. We've had so many comics now. It's that's part of the fun for me is sharing with you the people that I enjoy and always keeping it different. Okay, are we ready for the next comedian, everybody?
Yes.
I love your dog, Leah.
Thank you.
We would take our dog out and he would never pee. He would have to find his what's my motivation in this scene? And find his own little place and he'd strike a pose, to pee or not to pee. Went a long way for that. All right, here we go. Your next comedian, ladies and gentlemen. I did not look up her credits. I was too busy in the background trying to figure out where an audio echo was coming from. But I did work with her personally recently in this very fancy schmancy place in LA in the middle of the day. And she killed it. And she's a real professional and a really great person. I enjoyed just hanging with her. So put your hands together for the very funny Samantha Hale.
Oh, yeah.
Samantha.
You lost her.
Oh, there she is.
Here I am. I'm here. Hello.
There she is. Sorry, Samantha. I got you.
That's okay. Hello. The beauty of doing Zoom is anything can go wrong and will go wrong. I really like getting out and doing live shows again, but I gotta say I'm kind of happy to be back on Zoom because I'm not wearing any pants. Anyone wearing pants is an overachiever. I can't get over your dog. Oh my goodness, she's so cute. I don't know if you guys, my dogs, they don't care. They're like, oh, she's being funny again. They're taking a nap, so that's how they treat. But I see that there's people from all over, which is so exciting. I saw someone from Dallas, Texas is in the house. We have some Texas people.
Absolutely. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Houston! Not long ago, and I had the best time. You know why? I got hit on more in 2 days in Dallas than 2 years in Los Angeles.
Everything's bigger.
Yeah. I'm a Malibu Barbie, and in Malibu, I'm a Cabbage Patch Kid. And I love it, Jason. I feel like my credit was I did a daytime comedy show and I was good. Fantastic. Well, a little bit about me. I'm from Los Angeles, born and raised. My whole family is from here. Actually, here's a cool kind of a credit, I guess you could say. My grandfather was an actor. He was on a sitcom way back when. He was on the original Lost.
Oh.
Before, when it was called Gilligan's Island.
The skipper?
My grandfather was the skipper. He was Alan Hale.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm Googling that right now. Whenever I talk to people that my grandfather is a skipper, I usually get the same reaction, which is, oh my God, I see it. You look just like him. That's great. The fat guy, that's wonderful. Thanks so much, little buddy. People ask me all the time, they're like, oh wow, you must have that sitcom money. You must be just loaded. I'm like, okay. So here's the thing. Residuals started in the 70s. Gilligan's Island was in 1964. So just sit right back and hear a tale. I don't have any freaking money. We used to. My grandfather, he used to have this big, huge, beautiful house in the Hollywood Hills. And my first memory, actually, this is a completely true story. I was maybe 5 years old. I was at a pool party and I was running around the side of the pool, having the best time as a kid would do. And I just ran like right smack at 6 foot, like this looming beast of a man. And he looked down on me and he was like, hey, there's no running around the pool, little girl. What the hell are you doing? He was terrifying. He would also be Arthur. In the last couple of years, did anyone else finish Netflix? Like you just finished it, you're done? Every episode of Golden Girls possible. You know it's bad when you're scrolling and you're so desperate to see something. You're like, oh, Speed 2, cruise control. Okay. Oh my God, it's so bad. But I love Sandra Bullock. I do really love her. Do you guys remember a few years back when she was dating that super hot tattooed biker guy and he cheated on her? So People Magazine made her Woman of the Year. Yeah. That's all it takes. I could have been Woman of the Year 3 times. Like what? Makes no sense. So I wound up getting kind of desperate and I thought, okay, well, I guess I have to watch regular TV. And I remembered how many commercials there are on regular, just every 2 minutes there's a commercial. And there's so many bad ones, you guys back me up. They never make any sense casting wise. Here's the thing. I don't believe that J-Lo uses Garnier out of a box. Uses L'Oreal, or that Peyton Manning drives a Buick, or that Charlize Theron drinks Budweiser, or that Mila Kunis is down in a basement distilling Jim Beam. Unbelievable that Jamie Lee Curtis needs Activia. Curtis. Oh, no. I did have a couple low points last year. The first one being that I was so bored, I started watching The Bachelor.
No, poor thing.
Okay, but here's the thing about The Bachelor. I actually really love the women on that show because they are striking. At least stupid. Oh my God. Oh, it's great. Okay, so there was one girl, they're interviewing her before she's about to go on the big group date. And he says, oh my gosh, you guys, I am so excited to go on the group date to New Mexico because like I've never been out of the country. And she said, well, it's just that there's like 32 of us and there's only one Matt, and that's just really pressureful. Like there's so many words in a dictionary, yet you made a new one. That's great. I do kind of think though that it's almost, especially in LA, I mean, I know dating's hard everywhere, but it's easier to watch other people date on TV rather than do it. So I have gone on a few dates, you know, that things are kind of open again. And the first one, I show up, you go to the restaurant, and you know, when you order food, you're stuck for like 2 hours. So I sit down with this guy. The first thing out of his mouth is, well, couple things about me. I'm actually a convicted felon. I used to rob people in the desert when I was doing drugs, and I made guns myself, and I love to go camping. I was like, hold on a minute. I'm going to stop. I'm sorry. You like to go camping? And then I had a guy come over. We're like, oh, let's do like a Netflix night, like a movie night. So we're flipping through and we thought, let's be adventurous. Let's just watch whatever movie is on. And I'm not even kidding. 50 Shades of Grey came on. But we thought, okay, oh, fine, we'll watch it. It's terrible. It's so bad. It's so bad. But at the end of it, he thought that he'd be really funny. And he's like, well, the movie wasn't great, but I have an idea. How about we get drunk and act out one of the scenes?
Oh my God.
But then I thought, I was like, you know what? Actually, yeah, that could be kind of fun. How about the part where he buys her an Audi? So that's been rough. But I did a couple of months ago, I decided, you know what? I'm going to take myself on the most epic date I've ever been on. I took myself to Tulum, Mexico. I had the best time ever because I wanted to go see the cenotes, which are these underground caverns. Like they're beautiful. It's like being on another planet. It's so pretty. And I wound up on a tour with 2 honeymoon couples.
Oh.
Oh, you're happy? What's that like? I'm so happy. And it was fine. It was fine. They were lovely, but it got really weird when the photographer looked at the couples and he said, oh, beautiful couples. You have your whole lives ahead of you. Give us a big kiss for the camera. And then he looked at me and he said, give us the thumbs up.
Oh no!
You guys, it was so awkward. But I did the swim with dolphins thing when I was there. It was stunning. You're in the water with 6 dolphins. It's so great. I did what's called the foot push, which is where you kind of like lay out in the water like Superman position, and 2 dolphins come behind you and they shove your feet so hard you just glide out of the water. It's incredible. Those dolphins pushed me harder than my parents ever did. If one of those dolphins would have raised me, I'd be in law school, not on Zoom.
Oh.
I had an amazing time then. And of course, like, you know, I was still super careful on the plane. I wiped down the seat tray. I wiped down the seat belt. I wiped down the flight attendant from Texas. Dallas, because I actually really love Texas so much. I love your city. Yeah, so it was great. It was really wonderful. But the thing was, I sat next to a woman with a cat who hissed at me the entire flight.
Oh, no.
The cat was really friendly. I just want to share with you my favorite memory about doing comedy. It was one of the first shows I ever did, and Amy Schumer wound up being on the show with me, and I was blown away as a young comic. I wanted to meet her, so I walk up to her, and as soon as I get there, this short, little, tiny blonde woman just came and stood right in front of me, completely blocked me, would not move. And I was so mad that I wasn't going to meet Amy. Then I went up to this blonde woman, tapped her on the shoulder, and she turned around, and she was David Spade. Thank you so much for joining us, and happy Thanksgiving.
All right. Samantha Hale, everybody, let her hear it. Nicely done. Happy Thanksgiving, Samantha, says Ann Romero. Thank you, double exclamation point. I'm going to put this up, guys, while I talk. If you are so inclined, we always appreciate it when you support the comics. By the way, in the background, Samantha, what do you got? Are those like stickies in the background? What do you got going on back there? Are you trying to solve flight 828? What's going on?
What?
Like the sticky, the Post-its.
Hundreds of them.
All the
Yeah.
way up to the top.
Are you the serial killer comic after all? Behind you, there are stickies.
Behind you.
Do you have a virtual background on, Samantha?
What?
Do you,
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
you thought you had a virtual background on?
I do. Oh my goodness. I do.
I don't know. It would be a very kind of like niche type of background. I don't know. Usually it's rainbows and the Caribbean, but yeah, you could go with that. Sure.
I'm not very technically savvy. I have no idea. Oh, those. No, that's what happens when you shop at Ross Dress for Less.
You take a lot of notes?
No, it's metal square art.
Oh, okay. See, it was just creativity, everybody. It's Samantha.
All for my next victim. I am, in fact, a serial killer.
We found her. And by the way, our resident fact checker, Tony Winders, said that there are 15,000 titles on Netflix. So way to take the fun right out of that joke, Tony.
Yeah.
You know what, though? That's an impressive heckle. You got to give him points for that.
That's a very thorough and impressive heckle. I like that. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Samantha. So funny. Okay. We have one more comedian. Are you guys ready for your final comedian?
Yes.
Hey.
Well, with that kind of attitude, I'm not sure we should bring him on. Yes, there we go. Jackie's got it. Texas has got it. Okay, well, I just worked with this guy last week. Speaking of the Caribbean, we were working on a ship. I've worked with him before. He was on Bring the Funny on NBC, and he's opened up for Jimmy Fallon. Put your hands together. Oh, we're going to film something later this week in Florida. Put your hands together for Lucas Bohn.
Yeah.
How is it going?
There he is.
Can you hear me? Yes. How's it going? This is hysterical. I'm literally not a joke. I am in my wife's closet. Not a joke. This is not a joke. This is what happens when your wife tells you that she's having her entire half of the family tree. Like, it's a half a damn tree, people. That's how many people are in my house right now. There's a lot of people. I am barricaded myself into a closet. This is the only contact I have with the outside world. The only contact. There are too many people. We have way too much food for Thanksgiving. Like, it's an obscene amount. There are small countries that are starving right now because of my family in Virginia. Okay, you don't understand. There is not a turkey to be found in Turkey, is what I'm saying. Okay, it's all because of my family. There's so much food here. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'll tell you this. I am from a small town in Southern Virginia where everybody has guns except me. Now, I went home to my hometown in Matthews, and I had dinner with a friend of mine who's never moved out of Matthews. He told me in 2020 he had purchased 5 AR-15 assault rifles. And I was like, Jimmy, why do you need so many guns? And he got he was like, what happens if a man comes to my house with a gun and he tries to take something from my house and I ain't got a gun? And I was like, Jimmy, you live in a trailer. What happens if that guy has a truck? He can just back up and hook up to your house and pull away. He can take everything, no shots fired. Yeah, you don't need to worry about a guy with an AR-15. You need to worry about a guy with a Hemi and 4-wheel drive. Like that. Kill everything, no shots fired. No shots fired. I did a show in West Virginia. I'll never forget this. It was right outside of Morgantown, West Virginia. And on the side of this hill, there was a house. And listen to me, that is being kind. I am rounding up many times calling this house, okay? It had a sign. It was a handwritten sign that said, come and get it. And I remember thinking, like, we're good. We're good. Like, I feel bad. Like, people that have, like, it's always the people that have the most guns to protect the most, like, inadequate, like, priceless thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never see someone with, like, a Picasso painting, like, wait, hold on. Let me get my 50 cal out. No, like you know, it's just like, it's insured for 5. It's fine. Whatever. Take it. Whatever. Here's the thing about I'm a small town. It's like 2,100 people. Here's the thing. Like, Jason, I love him, but he's one of these guys. He's like, we need to build a wall. I'm like, you need to build some credit. Okay. Jason, they are not the problem. If they wanted to, they could build the wall, but you have been trying to build credit for damn near 15 years. Okay. Like, he's very concerned about illegal immigration. He'll say things like, we need to keep these Mexicans out of our country because they're going to take all our jobs. I'm like, let me get this straight. You mean to tell me that an illegal immigrant, let's say from Mexico, crosses the desert at night. He somehow ends up in Texas. He doesn't read or speak the language. He doesn't have any money. He's dehydrated. He's hungry. He's thirsty. Somehow he's magically going to get to the opposite side of the country and find our small town of 2,200 people. Matthew. It gets better. Then they're going to show up to the factory that you have worked at for 2 decades. They're going to do your job so well. The foreman is going to fire you and hire them. I'm going to be honest with you, Jason. I don't think this is an immigration issue. I think you might suck at your job. Some people go, ha, ha, ha. Other people go, and those are Republicans. And it's okay. Listen, I'll tell you right now. Like, my family was immigrant. We're German Irish. I think we need immigrants in this country. We need immigrants. Here's why, okay? Because I am just wealthy enough, okay? Just wealthy enough where I'm allowed to be a little bit lazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, not a lot, just a little bit. And here's the thing. I will gladly pay an immigrant or anybody that is tuning in tonight any amount of money that you want to help me out with this honey-do list that my wife has. I'm looking at some of you, Mike, Nancy. Y'all don't look like worky audiences. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all feel like, I feel, look at a daddy like, you know, I got a guy for that. Exactly. I wanted a guy. Okay. I didn't have a guy. I wanted a guy. Then I found out I could get a guy to be me. Beautiful. Done. Okay. I wish I would told me that. Listen to me. I had the first thing I had to paint the exterior of my wife's townhome. Now, the last time I had painted anything was 7th grade art class. Okay. I had the wrong ladder. The ladder wasn't high enough. Okay. I had the wrong paint. Do you know that they make exterior paint I went to college.
Oh no.
I went to college. They don't teach you that in college. Hey, some y'all are like, oh, come again. Here's the thing. I gave up. I did what any smart guy would do. I called an American-owned painting company, true story, Phoenix Painting in Sterling, Virginia, wanted $4,800 per coat. $4,800, right? That's ridiculous. So I did what any smart, red-blooded American man would do. I went to the Home Depot.
Yeah.
Right, parking lot. And I found Juan Felipe and Alejandro. And for $400 and a 6-pack of beer, they painted the crap out of my townhome, y'all. Yes, they did such a good job. I hired them to do more jobs around my house that I didn't want to do. In fact, this past December, Juan Felipe and Alejandro, they came to my house every Sunday from 7:30 to 10:30 p.m. Okay. They wore sweatpants and fuzzy socks. They sat on the couch next to my wife and drank cheap box wine, all while watching Christmas Hallmark holiday movies. That was a job I didn't want to do. Okay. And Felipe got all up and he was like, Mr. Bohn, we don't want to do this job no more. I said, Felipe, you sit there on the couch. You talk to my wife about how far John Stamos' movie career has fallen. I love that because some of the girls are like, we saw that one. We saw that one. That's like, he's the Greek yogurt guy. You wouldn't care about that. Oh my goodness. Everything is going great. I'm very, very excited. We live in the country now. I live in northern Virginia. I had something very weird happen lately. Amongst farmland, like agricultural areas. There's huge farms, soybean, feed corn, a lot of cattle. And we moved to this in the middle of this beautiful subdivision. And all of a sudden this summer, there's a little calf walking down our cul-de-sac. There's a little young one, just tiny, just hot. It was just so pitiful. So pitiful. So I felt so bad. I didn't know what to do. So like I shoot it into our yard and I got him like we pulled the car out of the garage and we got the thing. It was like 99 degrees. It was so hot. So we got like some blankets. I put them down. We got some, water. And so I didn't know what to do. So the next morning I called animal safety. Okay. Now I said, you need to come. There's this cow. It's got a tag in his ear. You need to come get this cow now. Garage, come get it. Y'all, 4 days later. You're not hearing me. 4 days later. This dude calls me back and schedules an appointment for 2 days after that. Listen to me, okay? There are these things called agricultural laws. I'm gonna keep talking about this because I didn't know what they were, and I am like a Harvard scholar on it now. Okay, I'm very well versed. This guy came on day 6 of our little occupation at the Bohn residence, and I knew something had gone awry when he pulled up in a Toyota Prius. This is the person that was going to take away the animal. He shows up not with a trailer or a truck, with a Toyota Prius. Okay. Immediately, his name was Dave. I was like, I hate this guy. I hate him already. I hope he dies. I hate him. Comes up and he goes, hello, my name is Dave. I am from the Virginia Agricultural Department of blah, 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 whatever it was. And he goes, I'm here to process your claim. And I was like, no claim. Just take this calf away. Like, obviously it's not mine. I don't know how to have a calf. You need to take this away. And so he goes, it's not a problem. Believe it or not, all of these tips are in the national database. All I got to do is take this little wand, rub it over the ear. It'll do a transmitter. It'll tell us who the owner is. And he went, boop, boop. And then he did the second thing that I didn't like. He was like, ooh, that's not good. I went, hey, Dave, don't be a jerk. Like, don't let me hanging. Like, well, what's happening? He goes, actually, this animal has not yet been reported missing.
Oh.
Yeah, no, don't get ahead of me. This is my story. Shut up, okay? Let me get to it, okay? He goes, has not been reported missing, which means by agricultural laws in Virginia, these are like 350-year-old laws. If a farmer loses livestock, it doesn't realize it's gone, and another person takes care of the livestock for a time greater than 6 days, the person that was taking care of the livestock is now the legal owner.
Oh,
No.
And I said, Dave, I'm about to punch you in the damn neck, okay? I don't even like you anymore. And he was like, Mr. Bohn, there's nothing I can do. I go, Dave, you need to take this calf away. He goes, this isn't, sir, this is not a problem. This is a pet. This is your pet. Like, this is, I could never break up a family. That would be detrimental. That you guys are a family. He goes, let me tell you, look, first of all, let's get the facts. He said, did you give the cow shelter? I said, well, the cow stayed in my garage. He goes, is the garage attached to your house? And I was like, Dave, don't be a dick. I don't even like you. I hate you so much, my Dave. He was like, so you gave shelter. Calf is attached to your house. What did the calf eat? I said, well, the calf went out in the front yard. He ate the grass from the front yard. He's like, oh, so you let the calf eat out. You're a very nice man, Mr. Bohn. And I was like, Dave, I don't even like you. He goes, what happens when the cow got thirsty? I said, oh, we put the water from the side of the spigot and the cow drank the water. And he was like, so not only did you give the cow a place to live, you fed the cow off of your property, you gave the cow your water. He's like, Mr. Bohn, this is your cow. You own a cow. You own a cow. That's what this is. This is what this sounds like. You own a cow is what the problem is, which is why I'm driving a Toyota Prius. And I said, no, this is impossible. Like, you can't give me this cow. And at that moment, my daughter walked out. Now, my daughter is adopted from Africa. Okay. She is 100% Black. And she looked right at it and she goes, oh, is he here to see Bessie? And then Dave looked at me and was like, oh, you gave it a name. And I was like, oh, listen, I don't want either one of these right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. You can have them both if you want. It's ridiculous. So yeah, no. Oh, listen. So yeah. You think my kids? She's got a cow, okay, as a pet. All right. You have a cow? No, because we do. So don't feel bad for them. They own a cow. All right. Ridiculous. And there's no way you can argue with a 500-year-old law. Like, you can't go to anybody and be like, no, like they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. Hey, you guys have been great. Listen, I think that means that's my time. Yeah, it's 11. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you so much for laughing. I'm gonna go back to the 17 people that are in my house right now. And, listen, thanks for coming out, Nancy, Patty. You guys were all great. Thanks for laughing. You guys have been great. Thank you.
All right, Lucas Bohn, everybody, let him hear it.
Yeah.
Lucas Bohn, funny stuff, man. Really.